Having a great day at the park. We got some old classic cars driving through. I mean, that's when they used to build cars with some style. I'm telling you, this modern plastic garbage boxy stuff. Sorry I'm so far away. I'm just way across the thing, so I hope you can see these trucks and everything like that. Man, wouldn't it be nice just to go back in time? Just to, yeah, they had issues back then, just like everybody. Every generation had issues to deal with. But I'm telling you, look at the style. I mean, I'm trying to zoom in on some of these. Sorry about that. It's wobbly because I'm so far away. But man, I love the old classic styles where they actually had, I don't see him. No, probably can't see him. One of the guys that talked to him, it was a Navy Green vehicle that was over there. It was 1948. Okay. Oh, there it is. It's coming through. I don't know if you see that. It just went by through there. But anyway, so, I actually have some things to say about this. That what's really interesting is that, boy, there's some nice classics, some trucks and stuff. Okay. Anyway, we had some Mandela effect even that our brother Royley, he was a car buff, man. He knew all the classic cars. And he said, man, one of the things that blew his mind was that there's a convertible Corvette now. Really? And it's true. There is a convertible Corvette. There's even like the family Corvette machine. That was like, there's even a family one that was like, I'm thinking Christmas Vacation. No, not Christmas Vacation. Just the Vacation. With Chevy Chase and stuff, right? Anyway, it is amazing that even he's like, I know for a fact in my old reality, our old Sagittarius Earth or whatever, there was never ever a convertible Corvette. I mean, I would have known that one too. Are you kidding me? And a convertible, not convertible. I said convertible. I'm sorry, I didn't mean convertible. But yes, there's convertible Corvettes. I meant a wagon. Sorry, folks, a station wagon. I'm sorry. I totally convertible. Shoot, I meant station wagon. There's a station wagon, but also the convertible Corvette didn't exist back then either. But so you had the convertible Corvette that was Mandela effect change, and then also a station wagon. Okay, you kidding me? A station wagon Corvette? That doesn't even make sense. You got this elite car and a station wagon. My goodness, what next we're gonna have? Instead of the Wells Fargo, instead of the Wells Fargo, horse and buggy that they used to use, have the Wells Fargo Corvette. They're driving like a metal wagon down the road. But anyway, it's okay because we understand how the Great Deception, Great Awakening, that we have all this history changing, ripping and stuff like that. It's okay. So anyway, which is really cool because the Father's kind of showing us the Creator and some new things already about this new Earth. Just giving us glimpses. He's changing reality. I don't know if you saw there's a Vector Recall. He's got a video about this amazing place in China that has like these really tall pillar cliffs and stuff. Like, check his channel out. That never existed in my Earth, and man, it's beautiful. It looks like the movie The Avatar. It looks like that animation came to reality. The Avatar. Oh, that place is just beautiful. It has big tall columns, and the Avatar movie shows him flying through there. And he has the whole thing flying through this pillars and forestry area. And there's even a glass bridge already in there in China on this thing. A glass bridge. Are you kidding me? I would have known about this because I had a friend when I was in the software field. Her name was Fong Soon. They came to Colorado. So, so I studied a little bit about China, and we talked about the different things they had to see. And she never talked about this. And I would have known this, folks. I would have known this. There's also Rainbow Valley, China now. That the dirt looks like a rainbow of blues, purples, greens, yellows, orange. So Rainbow Valley, China never existed. I've asked other people, even that was like 2 years ago, that thing popped up out of nowhere. And I said, what? I said, there's no Rainbow Valley, China. And it's gorgeous. I mean, you're kidding me. So there's another one too, is Rainbow Valley, China. So we've seen a lot of changes. I haven't seen a lot in Colorado. I had a local Mandela effect where Glenwood Springs, I talked about earlier, that the entire town changed. It's old buildings that never existed, now existed, that they were built in the 1800s. And I'm like, you're kidding me, because Glenwood Springs, Colorado. It's on the western slope, and I used to travel between Denver, Colorado, and Montrose, you know, to you know, just different occasions. Sometimes it was a wedding or feeling like I come back and forth, or just to visit my parents, right, on a break from work. And well, anyway, I traveled Glenwood Springs all the time, from even when I was like, you know, shoot, my parents used to go to Denver when I was like 6 or 7, back and forth. Well, anyway, Glenwood Springs used to have this little turnoff. It's small. It's a you take a left-hand turn off the interstate of I-70, and there's one bridge that comes back into the town. It's weird because you had to take this left and then drive across, and there'd be a bridge that cuts back across the town. So you couldn't get there other than this bridge. And you go across the bridge, there's like 2 buildings. I mean, and then there was nothing. Maybe there's like a Motel 6. I used to laugh, you know, leave the light on or whatever. And there was just, God, it was like maybe 3 blocks of stuff, right? And there's like 1 or 2 old buildings. And then there was a grocery store off to the left that they built later on, like in around 2000. It was like a King Soopers, which is a City Market, or other names like that, the Kroger. Well, anyway, that's all they had. And then about 2 years ago, we were driving back through there. No, it was about 3 or 4 years ago, for my grandmother's funeral. And Glenwood Springs, I did not recognize it. It was the rocks were red. They never used to be red. They used to be just brown. The rock formations were red. It's really reddish color. And also, they had, you know, because the growth and Colorado growing so much and people moving in, this population growth, that the town was a lot bigger. I mean, geez, just massive. It's like, you know, 5 or 6 times the size that it used to be, right? Over the course of just 4 years. But anyway, I'm heading somewhere with this. So you can make a right. You can actually turn off the interstate now because they built a new road system, but that's not what I'm heading at. So we drove off there, and he asked my mother, I said, man, the rocks are never red like this, Mother. Because, you know, we're natives. She goes, yeah, Kirk, kind of different. Something's unusual here. And then we went down to like the Main Street area, where it used to be, like I said, 2 or 3 blocks of stuff, nothing there, but maybe 2 older buildings. There were like a ton of older buildings built like in the early 1900s. And I mean, I'm not kidding you. I was like, what? How are these old buildings? These things never existed. So there's like the whole thing. See, even the old part of Glenwood's changed, and then the new is even newer than the new. So the old Glenwood Springs has a whole different history. Must have been a lot bigger or something. Must have been going on there. The only thing that Glenwood Springs has, and still this day and back in the time, was they had a couple mines around there further down the road. But what Glenwood Springs is known for, its hot springs. Everybody used to go to Glenwood Hot Springs and I never soaked in them even. It was amazing, you know, because it's always just traveling through. But everybody always talked about the Glenwood Hot Springs. They have a big swimming pool, and people go swimming in that thing and stuff like that in the winter and summertime. So anyway. So yeah, local Mandela effect. Other than that, I've not seen Colorado change much. We know that we had geography changes, like South America being pulled to the right. Panama Canal used to run east and west. Now it's kind of a northeasterly southwest direction. You know, and in my reality, Australia's been flipped completely upside down. I'm not kidding you, folks. People think I'm crazy. I mean, it's like you literally took Australia, allowed it down under it, and flipped it completely over. It was never this unusual shape that it has now. It had that shape, but it's the other way around, right? So we've seen a lot, right, of changes in geography, but local, we haven't had anything new that I'm really aware of. Actually, there are some things new. I have seen some new towns pop up that never existed before, but that, you know, other than that, nothing major geographically. You know, other than Glenwood Springs. I'm trying to think if I see anything else. That's about it. But, you know, it'd be interesting to see what kind of changes Colorado may go through, or what it has. Okay. All right. God bless y'all, and love y'all.